Chimera, an isometric arcade adventure style game set on an uninhabited spaceship. This strange alien spacecraft has been discovered orbiting the Earth, its weaponry primed and ready to destroy the planet. Your mission? To infiltrate the craft, disable the weapons, initiate the self-destruct sequence and escape with your life. Written by Shahid Ahmad and published by Firebird in 1985, the awesome fretless bass style music was provided by Rob Hubbard, and also a Corvox voice master was used in writing the program to provide us with the iconic Chimera intro. To destroy the ship, you need to use various items found in the maze of corridors to form warheads, and then take them to 4 blue rooms where they'll be activated. When all 4 warheads have been placed, you then need to make your way to the green room at the top of the ship to escape. The first part of this requires a spanner, so it seems reasonable to set off looking for one. In fact, I remember the first time playing this, and figuring out what to do was frustrating initially, so I'd recommend you have a pen and paper handy to create a map to chart your progress. The maze is quite complex, with 64 screens in total, and some important items are hidden behind walls. Instant death by doing the wrong thing at the wrong time is common. Also, be prepared to have the crap scared out of you with the very memorable "ah" when you die, which you will do often. As you'll see here, there appears to be a bug in the game. You must face northwest when you place the warhead to escape the room. Apparently, you must be northwest of the place where the bread was, and face northwest. It will then place the warhead, and you'll be able to leave. There are no wandering baddies to hamper your exploration, but there are things like electric fences, which suffice for the purpose of hearing you scream. I shat myself once I tried to pick up a radiator, for example. There's also other obstacles such as hourglasses, and the odd giant-sized toaster here and there. These can all be dealt with by walking up to them with the correct object and using it. However, if you possess the wrong item, then no doubt you'll be hearing that scream a few more times yet. Also, you have limited food and water supplies that are constantly dwindling and must be topped up relatively frequently. But be mindful that you may need to return to areas, so guzzle these items with discretion. Also, there are radiators in some rooms that will cause your water to run out even quicker if you're exposed to them. If that wasn't pressure enough, your food will run down quicker when you're carrying a formed warhead or other important items. If either your food or water run out, the game will end. Fortunately, you can top up both food and water by finding and collecting either bread or cups that are scattered around the ship. Initially, you may have thought that your character looks like a robot, but does, in fact, require food and water to survive. I'm presuming you're an astronaut though, as you can clearly see him here on the title screen, so this makes more sense. Other useful objects are the small computer terminals, which kind of look like little laptops, before laptops were even a thing. These will provide you with information on your next task, so ideally save these until you are really stuck. Chimera is an interesting game, and the 3D graphics of the rooms were very good, and as a whole, I found this game really atmospheric and eerie, in a good way. I admit that upon release, many were comparing this to the ultimate game, Alien 8, of which I'd never heard of at the time by the way, so I hadn't got the foggiest idea what everyone was on about. Nevertheless, Alien 8 came out on the ZX Spectrum, which is why I never got to see it back in the day. In fact, it was probably more inspired seeing Night Law, when Shahid wanted to make a game with a similar isometric style. I'll link through the solution for the game with a nice little gridded map on the video description for those wanting to see the game through to the end, as the puzzles are a little obscure in places. That's not to say that they are too difficult. On the contrary, they become pretty easy once you give this game a proper focused attempt. This was one of the first games in Firebird's Super Silver range when it first came out, and I'm happy I managed to snag myself a copy of this on eBay, as I really like the clamshell case and the little robot guy on the cover. Overall, I really do think that Chimera is an excellent game, which raised the quality of budget games back in the day, although like I mentioned as a kid, I found it pretty scary in places for some reason. Get it fired up on your Commodore 64 and give it a whirl. Thanks for watching guys, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and do be sure to let us know your thoughts about Chimera. Were you a fan, or did you not even have the patience for games like this? I'd be interested to hear your feedback. Don't forget that there are loads of other games on the channel playlist for you to check out, with the hope that they will bring back some nostalgic memories. If they're not already there, then I'm sure we'll get to them eventually, so be sure to subscribe and follow me on this epic journey. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye for now.